Hello friends, how are you doing? Myself Chetan, and now I am going to discuss with you about the brief introduction or description of COMSOL multiphysics software. So this is the desktop environment page of particular COMSOL multiphysics software, and multiphysics software is a powerful interactive environment for modeling and solving all kinds of scientific and engineering problems. Okay, and it uses the finite element method. So this is the desktop environment. In this I am going to select model wizard. You can also select blank model, but I am going to select this. Okay, this is the space dimension page. So 3D, 2D, 1D, 1D, 0D, any kind of space dimension you can choose as per your convenience or knowledge. I am just selecting 3D. So this window will pop up, and this is the physics interfaces page. Okay, so in this there are so many physics interfaces. If I am clicking on AC and DC, so you will get some brief introduction of AC and DC physics interface. If I am going to select this, click on this particular arrow, so there are so many physics interfaces. Okay, you can also use mathematical modeling. I am just selecting anything randomly, anything, hit transfer in solid, edit. You can also select more than two physics interfaces at a time. This is the study page. So there are so many preset study, so you can use any of them. I'm just selecting it as stationary study. Okay, so this is the console desktop. So this is the model builder. This is the setting. Here this is the messages, progress, log, table. This is the graphics page of this particular thing, and this is the main menu, and these are the toolbars: definition, geometry toolbar, material toolbar, physics toolbar, mesh study, result, developer. So I am going to discuss one by one. These are all the toolbars. Okay, now I'm selecting this. So so if I am selecting this geometry, so here you can see this is the tree model builder. So this is the model tree. So this is the model tree, and this is the model tree, and these are the model builders, or we can say subtree. Okay, branches or sub branches or sub tree. I'm just setting the geometry length from here, and it. Okay, here are parameters, variables, global variable and local variables. So I'm going to give a brief differences between global and local variable. So basically global variable or definitions defining the parameters and functions that you can use everywhere. Okay, but in local you can't use this particular variable or parameters everywhere. You can use it in only definition part. So definition or locally defining part, okay, of your model, geometry, material, physics, meshes, anything else. Okay, so you can plot 3D plot, 2D, 1D, polar plot group, Smith plot group. From here meshing, build mesh, anything else. So now I'm going to come on the definition. So local variable, you can use any kind of expression of local variables. You can use matrix variable also here. Okay, matrix, just write the matrix and put it here. Okay, there are so many kinds of functions. You can analytic, interpolation, analytic, argument, function name, interpolation, piecewise, Gaussian, RAM, rectangle. Okay, you can use any kind of functions as per your convenience or as per your required analysis. And these are the selection: explicit, complement, adjustments, ball, disc, box, cylinder, union, intersection, difference. Okay, you can also use the probe, domain probe, boundary probe. Okay, component coupling, you can couple the component by doing so, by doing these kind of things. You can change the coordinate system from here, combine, map, descaling, anything is pairs, contact pair, identity, boundary pair, moving mesh, views, extra dimensions. There are so many things you can use. Okay, hello friend, myself Chetan. Now I am going to discuss with you about the geometry toolbar in COMSOL multiphysics. So in which I am going to draw the block, how I can draw the block. See, you can see from here that width, depth, height, and this is the position from where the position of block is going to be happen. Okay, so from center or from corner, you may select from here. Now this is the solid. If I want to draw the surface block, then just select surface from here and build selected. So it is one kind of surface. From here you can see the surface. But if it will be the solid, then it will like this. Okay. After that, cone. This is the cone. Cylinder. Sphere. Torus. Revolution angle you can change from here like this, and it will become this kind of torus. This is a one kind of pipe. Okay, then helix. This is the helix. This is solid helix. If we want to draw or create a surface helix, then just select it and then you can see the surface helix. Okay, now moving to the more primitives. So Bezier polygon, in which you have to select the linear, quadratic or cubic polygon curve. So I'm just selecting, and here I have to give the XYZ coordinates. I'm giving just random coordinates and seeing that this is the open curve and we want to draw the close curve. then it will like this. Okay, now eccentric cone. This is the eccentric cone. If I want to change the position of eccentric from origin, then I have to change the coordinates here. I will give the 1 meter. So from coordinate it will change in x time by 1 meter. Okay. After that, ellipsoid. This is the ellipsoid. Hexahedron. Interpolation curve. Open curve. Close curve. You can import the file from here of your data. Okay, or table. You can put the file here. Coordinates here of like this, and then build all. So it will create like this. Okay, you can give the data in vectors form also from here. Okay, then line segment. So by vertex or y coordinates. So I'm just using y coordinates for making u understable. You can see that this is the line segment. Now parametric curve. So here you have to give the expressions of x, y, z, and after that you will get a curve by parameters. Okay, in parametric surface, same as parametric curve. Point, I'm just giving the coordinate of point. See here the point has been drawn. Okay, now polygon, same as interpolation curve. Using table, giving the coordinates here, and then after that you can draw it. After that pyramid like this. Okay, after that tetrahedron. Okay, you can also select the work plane in which you will create the geometry in 2D form like this, plane geometry, and I'm just selecting square. Now I make the square. Okay, like this, and I came to the work plane, and here from here I can extrude it to a certain distance or thicker, so it will become the cuboid. Okay, like this you can also draw 3D geometry by work plane. So for now I'm just disabling this thing. Now going to revolve. I extruded it. You can also extrude it. You just select and then select this face, and while you can see that. Okay, extruded it. You can also revolve it. there is something wrong with this. After this, select sweep. Sweep. Okay. Log 2D section into 3D geometry. So I will tell you later about this particular command. Okay. Now moving to the boolean and partition. First of all, we can see the transforms. Okay. So here you can make the array of this particular geometry. So here you can see the these are the array in XYZ direction, okay, of this particular tetrahedron. Now copy one particular array by giving some displacement to it. See here you can see the where is it. I'm just giving in X and Y, so you can also give the X, Y, Z, just making it some. Okay, here you can see this is the copy of this particular tetrahedron. Now we have to mirror. I'm just going to mirror this about Z axis. So here you can see this will, if we keep input, then this will going to be mirror about this particular Z axis plane of reflection. Now moving one part, this tetrahedron in XYZ direction. So I am just giving the displacement of 4, oh sorry, and it move from here to here. If I select this keep input object, then this is the input object and this is the output object after displacement. Now rotate. Now I am rotating this by 90 degree or by 270 degree. So just it will rotate like this. Okay. Larger. Okay. Scale. Now moving to the chamfer, camphor, fillet, delete. This all the particular command. I'm selecting camphor and selecting this edge. See you can see the it become like this is the chamfer. Okay, command, use of chamfer command. Now moving to the fillet command. So I'm just selecting this edge by radius 1 0.1 and this will become fillet. Now I'm going to delete. So I am going to delete this edge. So just select it and delete it. So it will delete this edge. Okay. moving booleans booleans and partition. So now I can union this particular. Okay, it will make one. Now intersection of this particular difference, I will tell you later about this particular. Now moving to booleans and partitions. So this is two, there are two blocks, both are touching to each other. So now I'm going to union this. So here you can, after union it will become one block, like one big block. Okay, so this is the union, and if I intersection, I do the intersection of this particular, then in this I have to use some kind of so here you can see that this is the intersection part wet. Okay, so this is the two blocks. Now I'm selecting intersection. So by selecting block 1 and 2, the intersection part will come out like this. So this is the this part. Okay, now moving to the difference, I'm selecting as block 1. Only to subtract, I'm going to subtract this block to this block. Then you can see. Okay, I'm going to the compose, and in this, so in this I have to use the formula for getting this particular partition object. So this object is going to partition, to be partitioned by doing this, not work plane. This is the object, and I'm going to select, and it will, here you can see that this is the partition object, partition domain, different domain we can partition. Where selected plane face extended. So this, by doing this face we can partition. So here you can see, or we can see the partition face or face. Okay, likewise you can do partition faces, partition edges. Okay, it depends on you. Hello guys, in this video I am going to discuss about the material toolbar. In this video you will learn about how to add the material properties to the particular domain or boundary. So in this I am going to select the materials, add material from library. This is the inbuilt library of material. So from here you can search any kind of material. I am just searching the aluminum. Okay, so here you can see the aluminum. Just selecting and right click and add to component 1. Okay, so here you can see the material. So just I am going to, both boxes has been assigned by the alumni. But in this I am going to deselect this domain and giving or assigning this alumni to this particular domain. So you can also give the blank material to your model. So I'm just selecting this and giving the basic property to this particular domain. So I'm just giving density, Young's modulus, okay, or you can give different kind of properties to this domain. You can change the material type from here solid to non-solid. Okay. If you want to give the material properties in an isotropic, diagonally or symmetric or isotropic, then just select this any properties property. So I am just selecting electrical conductivity from here and going edit it. So from here you can see the isotropic, diagonal, symmetric and isotropy. Okay, just select it. If you want to give to add this unknown material or material properties which has been assigned by you to the material, so you can also add this material to your library. So just add to library, add to user defined library, so this material has been added to your library. Okay, after adding material to the particular domain or geometry, I will use add physics. Okay, so from here you can use any kind of physics. It might be structural mechanics, semiconductor, anything else. So I'm just using solid mechanics here. Add to component. Okay, you can add more than one physics interfaces here. I will be showing later you. Okay, so this is the solid mechanics physics which has been added to the particular geometry. Okay, if you want to add some fluid flow here, so I am just adding laminar flow. Okay, this type you can add more than one physics. Okay, and what will the multi-physics. So from here you can see the multi-physics coupling by these two particular physics. So fluid structure interaction, fixed geometry, fluid structure interaction. So whatever kind of physics, multi-physics coupling do you want to add, just add it. I add it. Okay, and select any kind of thing, all boundaries or anything. Oh, not applicable. If you want to give the boundary conditions to your object or geometry, so you can use boundary, sphere, edge, point, global, bolt, thread, contact, anything else, domain. So I'm just fixing this domain. Okay, it fixed. Now if I want to give the boundary condition at boundaries, so here you can see them. I can give the boundary conditions such as contact, thin elastic layer, boundary load. So you have to make the pair of these particular contacts for you for using this contact. By doing so, you can use friction, anything else here. I will by attributes you will get the friction, boundary load, prescribed displacement, roller. Okay, and you can change the things from here. Causastatic include inertial terms. Dependent variable you can change from here. Linear elastic material, you can give the linear elastic material properties from the material, or you can use the material properties user defined by you. Okay, so likewise you can do these things. Here you will see the equation. This is the governing equation of solid mechanics. Okay, and this is the constitutive equation, and boundary condition will be given by you as per your interest or convenience. Okay, this is by default boundary conditions, free initial values. Okay, likewise you can do anything. Now moving to the laminar flow. So here you can use incompressible flow or compressible or anything else, or here you can also give the properties, boundary, inlet, outlet, anything else. It depends on you. You can give the line to the line edge point mass source, anything else. Okay, and you can give the multi-phase coupling from here. Okay, likewise you can do anything. Now I am going to show you how to add the meshing to the particular domain or particular boundary or object. So here you can go for add mesh. Okay, by default you can build all, so the meshing has been done to your object or domain. This is a by default. If you want to do the user control meshing, then by doing so you can first go to the size. So this is the size: normal, extremely fine, extra fine, depends on you. If you want to get good results, very accurate result, then you can go for extremely fine meshing, but it will take much higher time as compared to other meshing size. So this is the predefined. If I want to view the custom, so maximum element size, minimum element size, growth rate, curvature factor, any resolution of narrow regions you can give from here. Okay, so this is the free tetrahedral. So I can change this by free triangular. So here you can see the free triangular. So if I want to give the free triangular meshing to this particular boundary, so just select this boundary. You can select domain, boundary, entire geometry, remaining anything else from here. So here you can see this is the face is locked by adjacent domain mesh and cannot be remeshed. Okay, I will, there is some error. Okay, I will clear it. Now this is the size. If I want to add this, so I will select entire geometry and just free triangular. So here you can also give the size to this particular. So from general physics, fluid dynamics, plasma, semiconductor, anything else you can give the So here you can see this is the three triangular meshing. Free chord you can also give like this first, but you have to select this particular thing, but both things are adjusted to this particular meshing, so it won't. I have to do is selecting and free chords. After that I will be giving to the size and select. So here you can see this boundary has been matched by which one, free chord. Okay, likewise you can change anything else, or you can give the any boundary layer. So here you can see the boundary layer. If you want to modify your meshing size expression anything, you can give the size expression, meshing size expression from here. Okay, it will be in the equation or anything. Okay, you can copy it, scale it, import, export, clear mesh, clear all mesh, delete sequence, clear, create part, reset, anything else, and you can add mesh, as many as mesh you can add. Okay, it depends on you. Now we are going to see how to add study to your object, to your analysis. So from here you can add study, and there are so many preset study, so you can use any of them. Okay, so I'm just selecting a stationary study. Okay, this is stationary study. You can do auxiliary sweep from here by selecting the velocity. This is the parameter. Okay, or you can use steady steps like stationary plug flow, fatigue, eigenvalue, eigenfrequency, anything else. Okay, you can use. You can also use parametric sweep. So from here I am just giving the velocity parameter, or assigning the velocity parameter to this analysis. So if you want to change the velocity, so you can use range 0 to 10 to 100 meter per second. So this is the step size. Okay, you can add as many as parameter. Okay, it depends on you. You can also use function sweep, material sweep, combine solution, study reference, optimizing the analysis or anything else, parameter estimation or parameter extraction from this particular analysis. Okay. If you have any problem in this convergence problem in your analysis, so you can also go to the solver configuration. Okay, so you can also go to the solver configuration, solution, compile. From here you can see the study step, study 1, as many as study do you want to add in this particular analysis you can add, such as study 1, study 2, study 3, and so on. Okay, dependent variable, stationary solver. So here you can see the defined by study step. Okay, relative tolerance, linearity, you can use automatic, non-linear, linear, plotting constant log, you can use any kind of direct probe, fully coupled linear solver. If your problem will show maximum number of iteration has been reached, then you can change the iteration number from here. So go to the fully coupled method and termination, automatic, so constant, anything else you can use. Okay. So in this tutorial I am going to discuss with you about the results, how we can draw 1D plots, 2D plot, 3D plot in CONSOL multiphysics. So I am just taking an example of this particular heat transfer problem. So if I want to draw the different 3D plot, so I am just selecting 3D plot group and just selecting volume or anything else do you want to select. So I am just selecting volume, and after this I am just changing the expression from here. So I am just, you can see the energy, I am just taking energy, sensible internal energy. Okay, so here you can see the change in internal, not changing, how much change in internal energy is going to change. Okay, just you can click from here, so maximum and minimum values. Okay, likewise you can also add to the plot group. So I'm just selecting surface. So I for 3D geometry I have, if I want to draw a 2D plot, then I have to select define cut plane of here. So here you can see this is the cut plane. So okay, it will drawn likewise this along the uh, cut plane. Okay, along the cut plane. So here you can see, likewise you can also use contour plots, disabling this and define, not defining, and plot from cut plane. So here you can see this is the contour plot. So I am just changing the number of variables or contour type. So this is the field I am going to use, this is the field contour. If I use tube, then I have to use the tube radius. So here you can see the contour. Okay. After that, mesh with meshing problem, not parents. Wait. Meshing, then it's not working. I don't know why. Okay. It's not working. I don't know why. So likewise, you can select surface with height. So define cut plane. You can change the cut plane likewise this and just plot it. So here you can see the surface with height plot. Okay. If I want to use the deformation, so I will see the deformation in X, Y and Z and then plot it. So this is the deform plotting. Okay. If I want to make the animation of this plotting, so you can use animation and player. So it will take some time to run a animation. So here you can see how the internal energy is going to change with respect to time. Okay, if you want to export this, so in the for that you have to go wait, you have to go there, animation and file. So this file can be export, and this animation has been exported in your laptop or system, anything else. Okay, if I want to draw a 1D plot, so for that I have to go to results, then go to 1D plot group, and I'm just selecting line. I just select line, whatever kind of line you select. So I'm just selecting this and changing the temperature variation with respect to the time. So not this is the time and this is the in hours. Okay, so here you can see for that line there is no change in the temperature. So if I want to if I want to change the different if I am taking this line and removing this line, so here you can see the temperature variation along this particular line. Okay, likewise you can use filters, more plots you can also draw. You can use histograms, likewise. Okay, you can also export animation of this 1D plot group, and you can for plotting 2D plot you can use cut plane, cut line 3D. I'm just selecting and you can see the okay along with this line. Cut line 2D, more data sets, solution edge 2D, revolution 2D. Anything do you want to do, you can do. You can evaluate the average of temperature, maximum values of temperature, anything else. Okay, and if you want to import no sorry export the image, just select image snapshot, and by doing so you can give the path of your file name and file name and just click on OK. So you will get this particular image. If you want to print it, you can print it by doing same. Okay, and here you can enlarge it, zoom in, zoom out, and you can also zoom in at any particular section. Okay, and give the go to default view, 3D view, xy, yz, zx. This is the grid. On this grid will not going to work if you select this show grid. Okay, this is a transparency. Okay, And if you want to do any kind of prop, then you have to go to the definition and prop. If you want to do the domain, boundary, edge, anything you can do. So I'm just selecting domain prop. In domain prop I am taking the maximum value of temperature and update result. So here you can see the variation of temperature. If I want to take the average, then this is the average temperature variation with respect to time in your program. Okay. If you want to draw the plot in next window, so you can plot it by doing same. This is the first plot in new window, so you will get this in new window. You can change the color from here, likewise color table uniform, likewise thermal. Okay, you can change the description of this particular expression from here. You can give the title by writing the title name here. You can give the range, color range. There are so many things. Wireframe, symmetrized, reverse color table. Okay, you can do lots of things here.